Deep within the heart of Africa, beyond the paved roads and far from the noisy cities, lies a hidden village untouched by time, a place the world never talks about. No skyscrapers, no internet towers, no headlines. Just raw earth, and unimaginable wealth beneath it. Here, every sunrise begins the same. Young boys with bare hands, old men with tired eyes, and mothers carrying babies on their backs walk toward the red hills. But they're not farming. They're digging. With shovels, pickaxes, and sometimes just their fingers. They reach into the earth to pull out gold, lithium, cobalt, and other rare minerals that power the modern world. This is not a scene from centuries ago. This is now. Children covered in dust, but holding stones worth more than their entire village has ever earned. They call this place the heart of the earth. Not because of its location, but because of its pain, its pulse, and its promise. The global elite know about it. Multinational corporations circle like vultures. But these villagers? They've kept the secrets for generations. The elders say, the soil here remembers. It holds the blood of our ancestors, and the gold meant to build our future. Yet the irony is cruel. These African hands that dig up the minerals of the future still live in homes without electricity, drink from wells instead of taps, and walk barefoot on lands richer than entire empires. But something is changing. A new awareness is growing in the village. A new generation is asking, why must we sell our gold for pennies, only to buy it back as chains? They've begun to organize, to speak, to resist, and whispers are growing louder. What if we refined it ourselves? What if we built our own factories? What if we said no to exploitation? This hidden village is no longer hidden. It is awakening. It is the beginning of a revolution. Africa's wealth is not buried. It's alive, and the world is finally being forced to see it.
Hello Africa, recently I traveled deep into the heart of Africa in the valley of Lake Victoria. What I discovered there was shocked me. I realized that Africa is not poor. Africa is being looted. I had heard that quote many times, even myself have been using this quote, but I never truly understood its power until I walked the red soil of remote African village in the valley of Lake Victoria, hidden between hills, untouched by the Western media and unknown to many. I didn't come as a tourist. I came to understand, to feel, and what I discover, a people rising, a movement growing. Industrialization is spreading across the continent, a continent talking back what belongs to it. I saw Africans collecting gold with their bare hands, not just digging, but with their bare hands. But this was more than just mining. This was liberation. As you see, my dear lovely family, what you see here, this is not, maybe you may think that is refugee camp. No, this is a mining camp where Africans are collecting minerals. They dig a little bit. Some are collecting sands full of minerals. That's what happened in this valley of Lake Victoria. I know that those who have been shocked like me, but that's the reality. And that's why we are saying Africa is not poor. Africa is being looted. As I stepped deeper into the valley, I met men and women with closed hands and proud hearts, young people with no modern machine, yet full of purpose, digging, wishing, sorting. What were they collecting? It's gold, cobalt, lithium, cotton, the very minerals that power smartphones, satellite, and electric cars. But what is amazing is that Africans, we don't have industries to manufacture smartphones, satellite, and electric cars, except in some few countries, like in Burkina Faso, they have started manufacturing electric cars, and some places in the continent of Africa, but not all. But in the shore of Lake Victoria, we're expecting that with all these minerals, maybe they have to have a big industries for mobile phones or smartphones industry, satellite industry, but we don't have those things. But this time, they weren't working for a foreign company. They were working for themselves, for their children, for Africa. These minerals have been taken out of Africa for centuries, sold cheaply, refined elsewhere, and returned to us at 10 or 100 times the price. And yet the people remain poor. The land remain exploited. But in this village, I witnessed the beginning of something different. A group of young Pan-Africanists and other Africans had returned home. They trained local to identify minerals like rich zones. They pulled fund to start cooperative. They didn't wait for government. They didn't beg for aid. They built something for themselves. That's what I discovered. But there's something that I think that they needed to improve. After refining these resources, what they are doing is to sell the same resources to Western power or to Chinese. So it looks like we are collecting these resources for others, for the Chinese, for the Europeans, for Indians, for Americans. I think we need, as Africans, to find the best way. After collecting these resources, we have to build our industries, to create things, to produce goods from these resources. That's what we are still lacking. Yes, we are collecting, we are refining. Then the final product, where this final product is going to others. But I think if Africans in the continent and to those who are in the diaspora can work properly together, we can remove this notion of thinking that these resources must be bought or must go to Europe, America, and China. One elder told me the mineral under our feet must feed our families, not foreign banks. Another said, if Africa unite, we won't need the World Bank or IMF. We will fund ourselves with what is already ours. This is the Pan-African spirit I witnessed. A revolution not with guns, but with God, knowledge, and unity. Not to serve the West, but to build the Africa our ancestors dreamed of. I left that place not just with footage or interviews, but with hope. Because if one village can raise, imagine what United Africa can do. This story is not just about minerals. It's about ownership, sovereignty, and destiny. Please share this story. Talk about this, because the mainstream media won't. And remember, Africa is not rising because of foreign aid. Africa is rising because Africans are standing up. What we see in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger, in Tanzania, in Rwanda, in Botswana, in Namibia, and any other African countries must be supported. So, brothers and sisters, that is what I met when I visited the valley of Lake Victoria. So I agree with leaders such as Magufuli, Museveni, Kagame, Samia, Captain Traore, Botswana's President Duma Boko, President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah of Namibia, that Africa must come together. Africa, we are not poor. Africa, we are so rich. Africa is a blessed continent. The problems that we have, we are not working together. We are not investing in industrialization. So we need to industrialize and to teach our people how we can utilize our resources, how we can use these resources for the benefit of many people. Up to that, my dear lovely family, let me end my story here. And there's something that I I learned from the valley of Lake Victoria. So brothers and sisters, please share this video to other Africans and tell them that Africa is not poor. Africa is being looted. It's the time for we Africans to come together and unite. After that, stay in power. See you next time in another video. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make Africa great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.